Well, hello again. My time in San Francisco is finishing, and today I am living this separation moment of living a community in which I've been evolving personally and collectively in such a way, and I wanted to share how important it's to live in community these days. For all the people that are lost right now, confused, they don't like their jobs anymore, they cannot pay a rent, or they cannot afford a lifestyle anymore. They have doubts about what they are meant to be doing, what you are meant to be doing. I have a very strong confidence that the solution to all this is community life. Just trying it. Community life doesn't mean to follow stereotype and simply isolating yourself in the forest or in the countryside. There's many types of communities, and this one where I've been living in the past month or month and a half is a community on wheels, and it's in the city, it's in the middle of the city. So there's a lot of new projects that are starting now, and so as I was saying, there's a lot of projects that are starting now related to this, related to community living and living collectively, sharing your daily routines with other people that is not just your partner or your parents or your roommates with whom you hardly talk. And it's very important because the biggest problems that we have in society, depression in all its expressions, which are psychosomatic, all the diseases and all the sicknesses are related to depression and to separation. Oh, look. Oi. 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 Who are you? Huh. Who are you? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué? Oh, here. So it is so important that we learn again what it is to be with other humans that think differently, that act differently, that come from a different lifestyle, different background, and that go to a different path. We need to mix in a more realistic way in the core of our living, not in the context where we are meant to share room with each other, like all these so-called public spaces. One of the most important things for me about having stayed in this community, which is very special because normally I've been in other communities. I haven't really fully lived in any like this one in this way, but I've always been surrounded by people who live in communities, or I have my own type of community and a place back in my hometown. And the interesting about this one, and I guess many others, is that there is not one ideology, and that ideology makes us be together in a mental way, like in a political mental way. Even we all do have a certain type of political mindset or similar ideology, but we're all different people. I'm an artist, but there's a programmer, there is a video producer, video related person. There's a French girl, I'm Spanish, the others are Americans. One of them works with music events, another works in a farm, another guy is a freelance entrepreneur, or I don't know how to call it. And we're all just very different people. We come from different backgrounds, but we have this common sense of, first of all, how expensive it is to afford to live, specifically in San Francisco, but anywhere else. For me, it's expensive wherever I live, so I might as well just go wherever and find these communities, whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. Everyone complains about the same everywhere, that prices are so high, renting is so high, living is so high on our money that it just makes no sense. So we might as well just unite and work together. We, in this community, we use solar panels. I've been learning about that. We don't use water from the city. I've been learning about the different ways in which you can get water. We've been trying to get organic food. Still, it's not a very radically ecology-based place, but it's already trying to make a really big impact and change in the ways in which we live in the city, which it's all on wheels. They live in buses. I was living in a boat because they had a boat. They bought like a old boat and they needed to fix it, and my exchange is to fix certain things in the boat in exchange of staying and living in it and having the food that is shared by everyone. So there's as many ways in which each community works as people and as what comes out of a certain group of people. There's nothing written about this, or there is, but there's no rules about this. This is organic and natural. It happens naturally. And seeing the ways in which each collective can develop is essential to start remembering who we are and what we are doing and why we are social beings. It doesn't mean that we have to be super extroverted. It means that we are social, as in we need each other to co-create the reality we live in. So to step out of this depressive mode that separation and individualization has has hypnotized us in. I think like the super basic is to step out of that separated mode and to start working in a more collective, community-based way. So really, if you have nothing to lose right now and you really need a change, just give it a try. Look for some community, look for woofing. Woofing is a network with which you can travel all around the world, and you can, like it, there's more, okay? Woofing is the most spread or known, but there's many more. You work in a farm, usually they're organic farms, and you work in exchange of food and staying. But it's not only food and staying, is dealing with other people, is learning from how the earth, the place where we live, works. How the different marketing systems of a certain place work. etc., etc. And then how in a personal way each one is different, and even if we can come from the same ideologies and then our personalities are different, and the growing up that happens out of these exchanges is just exponentially more intense. I don't know if that expression makes sense, but it's very, 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 very deep. It's in a very deep level. You see, even the train is seconding what I'm saying. It's in a very deep level that you grow daily if you're cohabiting with other people and sharing and mixing, just mixing yourself. We need to mix ourselves, not in the tourism, globalization, free market way, but in a personal way. Persons, humans. This is what we are. We're not numbers, we are not a market, we are not products, and yeah, we could even put here all the issue with animals, but let's keep it to at least just our species for now. Let's mix, let's share, let's be open to learn, let's be open to be mistaken. When you are mistaken in a community and after you see yourself mistaken and still you go back to your community and they have the respect for who you are, besides any mistake that you might commit or any point of view that might not go with the community, the learning that you get from that and the support, that would erase all the depressive diseases that this society has. And would make a step out of this fucking virtual reality that is becoming not internet but the networks that we're using, like Facebook. I just created Facebook, and yes, it can be a tool, whatever. I've heard all the stories, I've tried to convince myself of the stories. It's not worth it. For me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, this addiction that it creates. So I also encourage you to leave Facebook. Fuck Facebook. And there's many other types of networks where you can put your energy and your creativity and your intention to learn and to share with others in a productive way. Facebook is like a black hole in 70% of the times. And yes, maybe a 30% of what you do there you can share with others, this and that. But whoever is really working for their dreams, they're not on Facebook. And I know that some people use it because they don't have any other way to communicate with others, but again, you have to be stronger and you have to make the efforts to step out of that discomfort that loneliness gives you and find the way in which you can communicate with the world. You can travel if you don't want to live in a community, but you can step out of this fake spider web that this primitive oriented mind has created in our civilization. This mindset needs to disappear, or you will disappear with it. So yeah, that's it. I'm sorry, I've been sick this day, so my voice is not in its best tuning, but I really wanted to share all this. That's it. Live in community. Please share more with everyone in a deeper way. Stop using the shallow networks and stop using fucking Tinder and all this bullshit, and put yourself out there and mix with other humans and find the humanness that you have inside. We're not robots. There's one love and it's to be shared. Now I close with more plants again. And lastly, I want to thank so deeply to everyone in Buspatch, the community where I've been living. It's a community on wheels, and they live as much off the grid as possible in the city of San Francisco, and they are about to move. They're looking always for lots and places where they can live, they can store, rent the field there, the area, and stop there with their buses and trucks. So if you know of any place in San Francisco or in the Bay Area, please contact them. I will put the website here. And so thank you to everyone there. It's been amazing. To Spar, Victoria, Flower, Daisy, Steven, Ron, David, and Ricky Bobby too. He left earlier. Thank you all of you. This has been one of the most amazing moments of my life, for sure. Like, I absolutely no doubt this has convinced me that I want to live more in community and learn all these other ways of existing in this planet and using the resources that we have. So thank you.